Hey guys, what is up? This is Neon NezZy, back again with another Destiny 6 video, and no sound today because I figured out what was the problem. The problem was, regardless of how high or low I made the volume, my software would just identify the audio from the game as game audio, and I think it would just because it was audio from the game, it would give it so much importance that it would just boost it up. It would just amplify it to a certain amount, regardless of what the volume was. I'm pretty sure that is what was happening. I apologize for my video 2 videos ago, and yesterday's video, I think it was a bit more tolerable, but at the same time, I think the sound just kind of does hinder what you guys can hear from my videos, and I think my videos are more information based than entertainment based. So again, I apologize for that. But without further ado, today is March 11th. No, wait, it's not March 11th. It's April 11th. It's too early for me, guys. It's like 6:09 for me right now. Holy cow. They have got to change the time they do these updates. Updates, yes, update. We have a new hero called Mosk Shiya. I think that's her name. And along with her, we have the appearance rate increased for Gunter. If you guys have been watching my videos for long enough, you guys know that I do videos on the featured units every single week. You guys might be wondering now, NezZy, last week though, we had Benito and Julian. You didn't do a featured video on those. Well, the reason for that, guys, is because I have already done a skill preview on both of those units. So if you guys just go to my channel and just search Benito or Julian, you guys should be able to find those videos. So if you guys have those units and you guys have questions on how to build them, go ahead and check them out right now. Also, today we will only be covering the new unit Mosk Shiya because that's right, for Gunter, I have already made a video on both the Gunters, and we can talk about Gunter for like a little bit, but today's video is basically going to be on Mosk Shiya, the review, a few fixes that the developers have implemented this patch, and I hope there are more fixes to come, as well as a question I have for the Destro boss. Let's get into it, guys. Alright, and here are, then we basically have a storyline, or like the lore, I should say, of Mosk Shiya. And then if you guys scroll down enough, you guys will be able to see these fixes. So they fixed a power buff icon being displayed on the world map. They fixed the Codex issue where rewards informations were not being updated immediately after tapping the claim all button. Then we have the adventure stage boss with the faction boss. They were overlapping and it wasn't a big issue. Number 3 wasn't a big issue, but I'm really glad they changed it because it was annoying. Substat issue, they fixed it. Well, they didn't fix what I wanted them to, but they fixed the issue when reaching a plus 15 enchantment. Like, it kind of seemed like a bug last patch that you could have 3% HP and then get a 6% HP on the stat that doubled. It kind of looked like a bug because it wasn't listed on the list, but right now it can be listed, and we'll go ahead and check that out as well. And then they fixed Tomb of Prophecies, which I was having trouble with, but I guess other people were. So again, not the biggest fixes in the game, but again, they are getting ready for a global server release, which is why I think it's It's completely fine. Right. Let's go ahead and get into the Codex over here. So from my opinion, I think both the units are great for PvE. One of them is definitely better for PvP, but I think, now you guys might be thinking, I feel it's a common misconception people have that when I say they are good for PvE, people think them of as like a second tier unit. And when I say PvP, people just are like, that's the unit I want. I think in this case, I would actually prefer to have the one for PvE than for PvP, depending on where the game is at right now. And we'll talk about that as well. So we're going to talk about a lot of things today. Let's go into her first skill. This is the scissor one, Mosk Shiya, Spirit of Horn. It does a critical damage increase, special attack, activation, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. And then applies bleeding. Now, this is actually pretty darn cool. It says it will convert normal attacks into special attacks for 10 seconds, increases the critical damage for by 20% for 10 seconds, and then the damage is equal to 120% of attack, and it will cause every one of your attacks to bleed the target for 9 seconds when you guys deal a critical hit. So with her, there is no need to get status activation, just get critical hit. This is the equivalent of the second skill of a rank, which will burn. This one over here will bleed. This goes up to, again, it's the standard, you lose 5 seconds on your cooldown, your attack speed, whoops, sorry about that guys, that's my alarm, it's 6:15, see, that's proof, that is proof that I am awake. Oh god, I'm still having trouble keeping my eyes open. So this will go up to 15 seconds in total. That's the duration that it will go up to. Your special attacks will go up to 160% of your attack power, and the bleeding will actually go up to 15.5 seconds upon critical hit. I don't think it actually goes up to 15.5. I'm pretty sure it caps it at like 15, like it rounds it down, those 0.5s. Or maybe what's going to happen, like with my Adonis shield in certain cases, is that it's going to go up to 16 and then immediately drop down to 15, so basically like 15.5 seconds. Then we have Frigid Spear, cooldown of 40 seconds, ignores defense and chilled. Now, before you guys go ahead and look at this, you guys might be saying this is basically Paper Francisca, but there's one thing that's different. Paper Francisca's amp skill, this is also an amp skill, it depends on how many buffs you have, same as this one. Only difference is that Paper Francisca goes with 1, 2, and 4 buffs. She goes with 2, 4, and 5 buffs. Now, you guys might be wondering, why? It's the same darn thing. Deals immense damage and ignores defense. This one needs 5 buffs instead of 4 buffs to deal maximum damage because it has a debuff as well. It has a 50% chance to chill a target for 4 seconds, which I think is absolutely insane. In a line, she has a 50% chance to chill each and every single unit. Yes, for her second skill, you guys might want to go precision on her, but I would still suggest, simply because she already has a 50% chance to chill, if you guys are using her for PvE, just go with, you guys can maximize her crowd control effects by going concentration. Don't go bravery, go concentration to maximize your critical rate for her first ability, and then get her on precision on her crest, so that way you guys are going to have a 60% chance to chill regardless. Let's see if this goes up. Nope, the 50% chance to chill stays at 50%. However, the chill effect will actually go up to a decrease in movement speed by 70%, which does not affect in arena, because in arena you guys can't move. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but if you guys are trying to like use your left hand to move around in arena, you guys cannot move. However, decreasing the attack speed by 70% is huge in arena, and the movement speed decrease by 70% is great, especially when you're manualing Nightmare or Hell mode. The damage amplification is pretty damn high. It goes up to 1400 on 3 amplifications, and it will ignore 80% of your target's defense. What's so great, if you guys haven't noticed already, is that she actually has 2 buffs of her own right here. So then if you guys bring in 2 other buffs, you guys can even bring her with like Paper Fran, just to follow up with like 2 nukes. I don't know how viable that is, but we can, I can try it on my own and let you guys know, but I think she's absolutely fantastic, but you guys should definitely bring her in with someone else that deals, that buffs up more. If you guys want to maximize damage with her, you guys can very well go ahead and bring in other units that buff. But in my opinion, I think it's best to just for survivability purposes in Nightmare and in Hell mode, because not everyone is going to have specific units that buff everything else besides these two buffs that you already get from skill 1. So I would suggest that it's not very important if you guys are trying to auto Nightmare or Hell mode to bring in and to have her on 5 buffs, because the chances of her buffing her first ability and then someone else having 3 buffs on a skill and then them buffing at the same time with the game's current AI is very, very low. That being said, let's go on to our leader skill. Increases the attack of ally by 10%, which is fine because she's an attack type unit. And then Frigid Spear is her striker skill. Over here is basically the amplified version of her skill 2, was it? Yep, skill 2. Only thing is that the chill effect remains at the 50% chance. So, in my opinion, I think she's another unit that shines in your core 3. Let's go into her skill preview. Okay, let's do her first ability first. She will actually knock back, I don't know if you guys saw that, but she will knock back the first unit by a little bit, and she actually deals damage to all 3 units. She can't... So, she'll deal damage to at least 2 units regularly, and then if she's like right in the middle, she'll deal damage to 3 units. This is why I say she is going to be amazing in autoing stuff. Benito and Paper Sierra have the inline effect, while she has a cleave effect almost, where she will hit at least 2, if not 3 targets for sure, which is the same effect that Benito and Paper Sierra have. Benito, when his positioning is optimal, can actually hit up to 4 units. She can hit up to 3 units, so it's basically the same thing. And her special attacks will actually cause her to deal more damage and cause them to bleed, making your runs a lot faster. This can also help you guys in Conquest mode, as well as just bosses in general, but Conquest mode she can definitely be used. And then here is her... That's pretty good. That's quite a substantial amount of damage. It has the 50% chance to chill, so that looks really, really good in my opinion. Let's go ahead and look at her strike. She does a twirl, and then she applies the chill effect and deals significant damage. So I think she can be used in PvE. She's a lot more viable there. And before you guys think, oh wait, she's not that great though, I want her to use in PvE. Guys, this is the reason why I'm saying PvE units might be better at the game at this point. Simply because the only PvP aspect of the game right now is Arena. And like I said, even as you're free to play or pay to win, the optimum place you want to be is in Master 1 or Champions, depending on how many arena swords you guys can do a week. And if you guys just do like free to play arena swords, like 15 a day, and maybe purchase 130 arena sword key pack, then you guys will be at Masters 1, which will give you guys 1,550 for reaching Masters 1, and then if you guys are within the range of 1,000 to 5,000, then you guys get a 700. So that's a combined of 2,250 rubies, simply for just remaining free to play and just doing Arena. So again, you guys don't want to go up too high up in Arena, because like I've mentioned, going up in Arena will actually cause you to lose rubies after a certain point than to gain rubies. And right now it's just farming and getting optimal orbs in preparation for guild battles or guild wars. I don't know what they're going to call it. Hopefully it comes out soon. Let's go on now to Rock Mosk Shiya. She scales off of defense, and her first ability is Ice Pinwheel. AoE damage of 700% of defense, and then 12% chance to stun, 20% chance to create a shield that can freeze the attacker for 6 seconds, 15% chance to freeze. This right here, I'm wondering, is that a typo? Is a shield only going to be created on a 20% chance? That's what it looks like. Because at first I was thinking it was a 20% chance to freeze, and it was just like a translation error. But here it clearly says 20% chance to create a shield that can freeze the attacker for 6 seconds, and in the brackets it lists out the chance of the freeze happening, which is 15 seconds. But still, that's pretty darn good, I would say. I'm not sure if getting substats for stat activation is going to buff that 20% chance of creating a shield. If it does, then I would say go ahead and rune her or crest her with precision. But for right now, I can see a lot of utility here for stuns and safety freezes, basically crowd controlling your enemies. This can come in handy very well in PvP, but I think this skill also shines a lot better in PvE, just because this one over here is going to be allowing you to have safer runs. Her sister is going to allow you to have faster runs. She's going to allow you to have safer runs, and she has some utility here with her break skill. This again has the standard 5-second cooldown reduction, goes up to 3 breakpoints, 1100 defense damage, 14% chance to stun for 3 seconds. The shield duration increases up to 8%, and the freeze chance increases to a whopping 25%. Her second ability is Snow Foxes. I thought those were dragons, but foxes, I still like foxes. Random target damage equal to 200% defense per projectile. The number of projectiles increased by 2 for each amp level. And then this is like the Grunberg. I think it's the Scissor Grunberg that has a very similar skill where it's randomized targets and the number of projectiles you fire off is equal or equivalent to your to your amp level. Then we have a 20% chance to silence and a 20% chance to chill. Now you guys might be wondering, NezZy, doesn't that make it a bit too broken? Because you're firing off multiple projectiles, and each one has a 20% chance to silence. That's pretty OP, is it not? It is, but you guys have to take this into consideration, guys. This is a randomized target, so you guys might not hit every target out there, or you guys might just hit one target by all projectiles. That's very rare to happen, and it's probably never going to happen, but there is a chance for you to just, like, there's going to be maybe like 5 units up there, and you're probably only going to hit like 2 units in total. That can very well happen because of the randomized targeting system. This over here at max level is going to go up to 300% of defense per projectile. Number of projectiles stays the same. 25% chance to silence for 9 seconds. 25% chance to chill for 8 seconds. And then the effect of the chill is the same as her sister, whereas you're going to decrease movement speed by 70% and increase attack by, or decrease her attack speed by 70% as well. Her leader skill, wait. I thought that went from a cooldown of 30 seconds to 20 seconds. That's why I was so stunned. Okay, nope, okay. It's the standard 5-second cooldown. Increase the defense of Inuwa faction heroes by 15%. Fine, she is a defense killing unit. And then strike is at 5,000 points for randomized silence of target for 12 seconds. 25% chance to freeze. Okay, or chill, I should say. I guess she could be useful in Arena because of her low strike points. She's a 5-star unit, but she has a 5,000 strike point, which is pretty darn low. I would suggest you guys can use her in the striker position for Arena, not so much for PvE. And definitely, if you guys are using it in PvE, definitely include her in the core 3. Because her first skill is definitely going to come in handy. Let's go ahead and check this out. That does AoE damage like there's no tomorrow. Let's move up over here. Okay, so unlike her sister, she does single target damage. She's activating the Ice Shield 2 for 2 right now. Let's go over here and try to count these projectiles. Too many to count. 1 amp. 4 wolves. 4 wolves, so that means at 2 amps that's going to be 6, and at max amp that's going to be 8 amps. That's going to be pretty darn cool. We've done it 3 times now, and all 3 times we have the ice shield. 4 out of 4 ice shield. 5 out of 5 ice shield. So I don't know what that 20% is talking about, but so far she's activating her ice shield 100% of the time. So if you guys, it might just be on my part that I'm just confused, but you guys let me know what you guys think that 20% is. So again, Scissor I would rune with crit, so concentration and grit, or concentration and precision to maximize utility. Her, or the rock one, I would orb with Iron Guard. I know it's not called Iron Guard if you guys are new to my videos, but I just call it Iron Guard because that's just a NezZy thing now. I've been calling it Iron Guard for way too long. Iron Guard with, I would say, grit or precision. I would prefer precision just to maximize her utility. Just to maximize utility, I would go with Iron Guard and precision on her. I try to get substats of stat activation as well. So let's go ahead into the heroes. Whoops. So that was just our review right there. Hope you guys found that useful. Let's go on over to my Adonis. If you guys go to your units right now, you guys go to Orbs. Let's say for this orb right here, change substat. As you guys can see, over here we now have the option of rolling it into skill cooldown reduction. I think that just used to be a bug, that if the orb already had the substat, you couldn't, it just wasn't listed on the substat list, but now it is. And again, I think going up to 60% is fine, and that they shouldn't tamper with it for PvE, in my opinion. Because whether you're free to play or pay to win, eventually you're going to be needing the skill cooldown reductions to make your runs safer, more consistent, as well as making them faster. But if you are free to play, then obviously it's going to hinder you a lot when it comes to arena or any other PvP aspects that the game might release. So in which case, I would suggest them to go ahead and cap it at 30% for arena and all other PvP aspects. But again, the developers know better. They have better data analysts on their side. So I'm just going to trust them and let them do them. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Ooh, yeah. Destiny Void, we are still recruiting, and again, we are looking to be a top competitive guild. So I'm going to be very, very careful on who I let into the guild. Ooh, people got millage points, but I didn't get anything. Okay. That just hurts. We are reasons to join us. I would say we are at max level in terms of gold, and I think that we can efficiently be doing this gold booster over here every single day. I don't want to go ahead and activate it now because I want to make sure everybody in my guild can take advantage of it. This is the only downside of being an international guild. I think international guilds are by far the most fun guilds to be in because you guys learn new cuss words. You guys are just, you guys learn new cuss words. That's the reason. That's the #1 reason to join an international guild. So if you guys want to learn new cuss words, join us. But on a more serious note, it sucks being an international guild because everybody has different time zones. So if I activate my gold booster right now, it's gonna activate for 5 hours for everybody at this time. Ooh, you know what they could do though? 5 hours gold activation once the person logs in. I think that would balance it out pretty much. Like, if I activate it now, right, and who's in the guild, right, let's say Archangel logs in like 3 hours from now. Instead of just having 2 hours of the gold boost remaining, he gets the full 5 hours depending on his time of login or her time of logging. Again, I don't want to be gender specific here. One last thing I want to talk about is the faction boss. I don't want to show you guys my ranking right now because it is absolutely crap. And you know what, guys? I was actually thinking that faction boss depends on your orbs and crests, because this guy on number 3, 58, level 58 handsome, I went into his orbs and crests, and they were pretty darn good. His Gunter, no joke, has a plus 1000 attack while being on concentration, which is pretty darn good. Best I could do with my orbs right now is my Benito, who has a plus 800 attack, almost 900 attack. But this is the guy that I want to focus on right now. Beatsun. Again, I'm not trying to corner somebody here. I'm just trying to figure out, because look at this. Memorize his units right here, okay? Jun, Arang, Kerr, Paper Gunter, Scissor Elky. Let's go into his orbs and Crests. They're not that good, in my opinion. Like, I'm not trying to be mean here. It's just that I don't get how he does this, or how he gets almost 300,000 with these orbs and crests. His Jun is definitely better than mine when it comes to defense, but it does have less skill cooldown reduction. Mine has about plus 1100 defense. He has 300 more defense. Fine, granted, his Jun definitely going to deal more damage. What else was there? He had his Scissor Elky in there. Scissor Elky, my Scissor Elky has 31% skill cooldown reduction. She deals damage on her based on her HP, right? Well, I have almost 12,000 HP, plus 12,000 HP. So that's why I should be dealing more damage. Let's go on to Gunter. Where's Gunter? I swear to God, I just saw him. Yep. I use Paper Gunter 2 plus 283. My Gunter has a plus 400 something attack power. And he has this one has a total critical rate of 40%. Mine has a total critical rate of 36%. So that's only a 4 crit rate difference. Then he had Scissor Arang, right? Scissor Arang, where is she? Alright, I can't find Scissor Arang right now. Let's look at Kerr. Kerr again has 15,000 HP, which is quite substantial. But again, Kerr is not a damage dealing unit such as Rock Benito or the new hero that, you know, like special attack increase or special attack buff and you just deal increased damage. He doesn't have any of that. He just has a ton of break skills. So I know for a fact that Kerr is not responsible for majority of the damage. So we covered Jun, Elky, Kerr, Gunter. So the only last remaining unit over here is Scissor Arang, who has plus 497. My Scissor Arang has plus 412, I think, attack. And I even have more crit rate. And I use, what is it? I use Paper Arang. Yeah, I use Paper Arang to have a guaranteed increase or a guaranteed 100% burn time onto my opponent. People use Scissor Arang to have a spotlight effect, which is going to increase your critical rate chance by 20%, which is fine. But spotlighting does not multiply or amplify the damage that you deal onto your target. So just critting 20% more does not result in them having, I don't think it should contribute enough to having them have almost, 600% more damage than ideal. Like, I'm still stuck at like 25 million-ish damage. And people are dealing, that's like 8 times more damage. That's 800% more damage than ideal. Just by having 20% more critical rate, that's not it. And I was actually beginning to think that there was no, there was no secret to it. It's just orbs and crests and having skill ups. That guy on number 2 with almost 300,000 damage had no skill ups, runes or orbs that were just as good as mine, if not a little worse, and the stats were not as good as mine either. So I don't know what's happening here. I don't know I don't know what the secret is. If someone knows, let me know. I'm not too worried about Destro. Not too. I don't think it's worth it for me to just like bash my head and then like kill myself over this secret. But again, it would be nice to know. So again, that is all for today. Destiny 4 is recruiting. One thing I look for sure is 4-star orbs at plus 12 enhancement at least, as well as 3-star orbs, 3-star crests and 4-star crests, because that proves to me that you guys have a speed team or a auto team or whatever team you guys use to efficiently and reliably clear the giant stage. So that's it for today. Today the video went on pretty long, and I'm sorry about that. I'm a bit groggy because I woke up a bit too early. But thank you for tuning in. If you guys like my videos, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask me anything in the game at all. I'll try my best to help you guys out. And if you guys have any ideas for future videos, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Until the next time, guys, Neon out.